Wow, look at that.
Look at that. Oh my word.
We haven't felt comfortable with bringing the goats back quite yet, but the kids have been missing them, and I think the goats have been maybe missing us a little, and we just want to check in on them. So we're going to go over and visit them at Joseph and Becca's house and just see how they're doing. Those ones are a little old, huh?
Oh, that's
Yeah, those are her eyes, aren't they?
His name was Ivor, and I wanted to pass that on, but we only had one boy. And
I kind of want to go in.
That's a great name. I love that.
Because I kind of want to pet Stinky because I kind of think he might have moved.
Talk about.
that's remember that. It's okay.
Is that fun?
Who needs a play set?
I don't. The goats are coming too.
Do you get down okay, Meg?
I think so.
You went down.
Yes, she does.
You do.
I'm gonna give him to
All right, goats, we're going to see you later. Behave.
Maybe Lash. Do you guys want to come?
The park.
It's not a very big. It has a
I'm so grateful to all the friends who have offered to help out, and especially here, Joseph and Becca. They've kept the goats for us. And Joseph and I have been meaning to get together for coffee every once in a while. We'll go out to coffee, and we haven't been able to do that for quite a while. So this isn't the same circumstances, but it's fun to get to visit with him and his family here.
Oh goodness.
This book is a good.
You want it?
How's he doing? You just get together.
Nice.
I have a wish. I'm gonna say
Okay. Nice.
What's happening? Wait, did you say seahorse? Wait, say it again.
The Longs offered us lemonade, ash lemonade, because the ash is blowing off the trees still. So I think I have to have some just because one else can. It's like a historical drink or symbolic. That's good stuff. Tasty. There's just a little sprinkle of rain here too right now. Be nice if it turned into something big. Just about to let that Stellar Jay out when it popped through this hole, which I didn't realize was here. What makes me wonder, how did this hole get here? What was trying to get in? Most of this week the weather was really good. The smoke completely went away. The wind was blowing the other direction, but this week it's come back towards our house. Fortunately, the Archer mountain fire that is closest to our house is 100% contained. It's not out. It won't be out until the winter rains come. But we're really happy about that. We're probably going to bring the animals back. Right now, I am going up to Stevenson, Washington, and I'm going to take some feed up there for the animals that are don't have a home right now, refugees. Displaced animals. I don't know what you call them, and I'm not certain that they need food. I know they had some chickens and other animals there, so we're going to take a bag of chicken feed and some straw and hay, grass, and then afterwards I'm going to go to a meeting, one of the monthly business meetings that they have for the Wind River Search and Rescue. And like I've said before, I haven't been sure about joining the team or not, just because I have this project going, and I don't want to be split, and I'm not sure if I can combine those two, do both, because really one of my goals is to promote safety in the outdoors and just country life too. But yeah, I'm gonna go check it out, and I've always wanted to join a team, and I'm gonna just start taking the steps to do that.
I'm Chef Perry Perkins, and we have been up here at the evacuee camp for a week now, and we're cooking for all of the volunteers that are taking care of the animals up here, as well as some of the evacuees. Occasionally some of the fire crews come through, and we're providing 3 hot meals a day, and just trying to take care of folks as long as they need to be here.
How many people do you think you've fed?
We've probably put out, I bet we've put out 1,500 meals since we've been here.
Has it been like is it any different than any of the other events you've?
Well, yeah, it's very different. I mean, you're at a refugee camp. I mean, these guys are watching the smoke roll up every day, and not knowing what that means for their hometowns or their own homes and things like that. So there's a lot of stress. It's very exhausting for these folks to just have to sit here and watch it. So a nice hot meal kind of brings everybody together, helps them relax a little bit and feel a little bit better about themselves.
Are you seeing people kind of go back home now in this area? Or?
Yeah, we've had a number of people leave, especially in the Cascade Locks area, because they went ahead and upgraded that to a safer rating. So those folks were able to come home. We do have some folks coming in now from the Hood River area that's being evacuated. So it kind of ebbs and flows today. It should steady out tomorrow or the next day.
All right. Anything else you'd like to say?
Again, I'm Chef Perry. If you want to know more about our outreach program that we do, you can go to www.chefperryperkins.com, and all the information's right there.
I know. I'm not going to hurt you, babe. He's wonderful. He was the smaller of 3. We couldn't accommodate the other 2. One was over 400 pounds and one was 800 and some. So, and these all belong to one woman who lives up above Odell, I believe. Well, at this point, we are down to 100 animals. We've had as high as 131. We've built cages, like with the chickens. We've built this structure, and it's holding 60 chickens. The neatest benefit of this disaster is they're feeding us breakfast. We've been taking the eggs that they've been producing, and that actually is cooking breakfast for all the volunteers. Probably got 200, 250 volunteers on my list, and a lot more that I can't call because I just, first of all, they're changing our status. So, long and the short of it is, we have this warehouse full of, a barn full of donated product. 25% of Skamania County is either donated or volunteered or brought us product for. We have over here, we have all the products for people, for any need that's possible here. We have the pig. My favorite animal that we've had in here was a tarantula. We had 2 box turtles, one who was abandoned. We have a cockatiel. We currently have a guinea pig. We have multiple rabbits. Right now I think we have 78 chickens. We're hoping that the fire goes out and these dear beings can go home. We have 4 goats at the time. We've placed a horse that we don't have any place to put it right now, so we've got a local person that has got the horse. And then the pig. Everybody loves our pig. He's delightful. And we have, at our highest point, I think we had like 43 cats. We have actually found homes. People that had lost them came here and found their cats. We put it out there on social media, and they found their cats. We have actually found a dog and got it placed. We've had vets come and check all the animals to make sure everybody's healthy. It's just been miraculous. Winco and Petco and PetSmart and Walmart have all donated products so that we can have enough product to feed all these animals. It's just been remarkable.
Who's been volunteering?
You know, it's kind of cool. We had a truck pull in, and the door broke, and the guy that was going to fix it, Alex, who's an amazing manager of this property and works for the county, was in the middle of church, and he said, as soon as I get out of church, I'll be there. And so a lot of my volunteers have brought down their kids. This is Sunday morning, and those kids formed a human chain. So our youngest volunteer is about 2. And then we've actually had volunteers that are 80 that are coming down. They're cleaning out kennels, emptying litter boxes, making sure all the animals have water, especially during that heat. That was critical. And making sure they had food. And then people make sure all the bedding is clean. And then we had a group that came in, neat people that came in, grabbed the laundry. And John at A&J made it possible for them to go wash that without any cost to us. And then people donated the soap, and just remarkable. A lot of the evacuees, they don't have anything to do during the day, so they'll come over and walk our animals, because the goats have to be walked, and we have some large dogs that have to be walked, and we have some little tiny dogs that have to be walked. It's just everybody and anybody has come. We've had people come. We had the sheriff's deputies come and offer to help. We had everybody from every walk of life has come to help us.
Anything else you'd like to say?
I want to say thank you, Skamania County, for being such an amazing place to live. I'm blessed.
Well, they didn't actually need my donations of hay and straw and food there at the fairgrounds, because some of the stores have donated food. So that's good. I'm glad that's taken care of. They suggested going up to Hood River, but it's a little too far for me to drive right now. After the fairgrounds, I went up to the Wind River Search and Rescue meeting up at the sheriff's office there in Skamania, Stevenson, Washington. And it was an interesting conversation. It was more casual, I guess, than the regular meetings are, because there wasn't a quorum, because everybody's just really busy with all the fires and everything that's going on right now. But there were a bunch of interesting topics that came up. One of the interesting things was that food trucks were initially turned back. 84 has been completely shut down, Highway 84, and then 14 has been closed to trucks. And so at first they were having a hard time getting food in to the town there, and they eventually got that straightened out. And another thing was that I guess it was reported that they were charging people to stay at the fairgrounds, charging evacuees to stay at the fairgrounds, which is not the case. Some of the news agencies evidently were reporting that. They are charging people who are just camping just to camp, but if they're a refugee, they are not charged. 84 has been opened and closed, but with the fires continuing to spread on that side, if you're traveling, I would stay away from that. And it was interesting too that talking about, there's always a lot of people up at Dog Mountain in the Columbian Gorge from Portland, and a lot of people right now because the fire's been passing through that area in the last few days. There are also people who are walking down on the railroad tracks in the dark. And there's trains that frequently come by there. So if you know of somebody who's doing that, I would recommend them not doing that. 'Cause it's pretty dangerous area right now with the fires and the crowds and the traffic, and yeah. Also, they were talking about the need for new volunteers on the Wind River Search and Rescue team. There's a lot of other teams around that have more people on them because they're from more populated areas. They take a little bit longer to get up to Skamania, where there are a lot of people that come in from Portland and Seattle that want to explore the wilderness. So if you're local, or even if you're not, if you're from the area, Troutdale, Vancouver, you can also join the Wind River Search and Rescue team. They need more volunteers, and especially if you're local, people who can respond quickly. And one of the reasons why I went to the meeting was to explore that idea myself of joining the Wind River Search and Rescue team. And I think that's what I'm going to start working towards start taking some of the courses to become certified. I think it's a good thing for our community, and like they said, you know, you don't have to attend every search. You only attend what you can, and everybody's really busy these days. But the more people that they have who are qualified and on the team and ready to go, the more likely it is that they can offer help if the need arises, if there's people that need rescuing. In the future, I'll be talking a little bit more about what it's like to be on a search and rescue team and what it takes to be involved. And if you're already interested and already know that you want to be involved or would like more information now, go ahead and visit wrsar.org or email windriversar@gmail.com, and they can get you hooked up with starting your training right away. After the SAR meeting, I drove up the riverways to look across the river and see the fire where it's burning across from Home Valley. And there was a gentleman I ran into there as I was taking pictures of the fire, and he was saying that he could hear rock slides coming down the mountain, and I could hear trees falling, rolling down the mountain and breaking as I was recording there and taking photos. And that's something to keep in mind when you're out hiking now in this area. Generally, I'd say don't hike anywhere near the fire. But in the coming year, if you are in an area where there's a fire, you know, whether it's here or somewhere else, be really cautious, because in a lot of these cliff areas and mountain areas, the moss is the actual thing that's holding these rocks together and in place. And there are already rock slides in these areas before the fire. There are going to be a lot more now, and through the coming winter there's going to be a lot of rock and mudslides. This disaster is going to just keep on going over the next year, basically. It's just going to change its forms. And as I'm back here at home right now, the smoke has come back in real heavy. My family's been coughing through the night, and my lungs have been burning. There's ash floating through the air right now. And I'm so grateful that this fire is contained on this side of the river at this point. But it doesn't feel all that safe when the smoke is just so heavy. And I know there's a lot of other people around the U.S. right now that are experiencing wildfires as well, who know exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, we're hoping for rain tomorrow here and for the next couple days, and that'll be a huge blessing. We'll see if that pulls through, but until then we're just keeping our fingers crossed.